Hey, what's up guys? I'm back with another video. I apologize for the lighting. I'm still trying to get this set up. Got some new speakers and they're taking up a lot of room. There's just some vintage Technics ones that I found at a garage sale last weekend, I believe, for $5 for the pair. They sound really good. They're better than the Panasonic speakers I already had. These ones sound way better. Anyway, playing a little Best of Mountain in the background right now. This is just me showing off a collection that I bought about 3 weeks ago now, I believe. I paid $50 for about 450, 500 records. I didn't count them all. Which at the time when I was first looking through, I was like, well, maybe that's a little much. But I ended up finding a ton of stuff that I'm going to keep and a ton of stuff that I'm going to sell. So just going to go through that. This is going to be a long video, so just a fair warning there. I did a live stream the day I got it, just kind of sorting through, and a couple people watched it, but it really wasn't that interesting. I didn't find anything. I had already picked out all of the really good stuff. This is just some of the stuff I've pulled out that I'm still deciding whether or not I'm going to keep. Some of the stuff for sure I'm going to keep. But anyway, we'll get right into it. It was mostly records, but there were some 45s. I'll just show some of the highlights. We got Bryan Adams and Tina Turner, It's Only Love with the picture sleeve. Mr. Dead or Alive, you know, just stuff like that. A bunch of 80s stuff. I'm not going to show everything because Rick Springfield, some of it's just some bullshit stuff. Rod Stewart, Gary Glitter, that's interesting. 38 Special Flashback Live EP, that was a really cool find. Didn't even know that existed. Olivia Newton-John, I love her stuff. Kim Carnes, just stuff like that. I'm not going to show any more of those. Set those to the side. So we're just going to go through some of them I pulled out. Like I said, some of these I'm keeping, some of these I'm still deciding, and all the other stuff that I am for sure selling, I have organized. That's why it took so long to get this video finally filmed, because I've just still been going through and trying to pull out all the stuff I'm keeping and everything. The first one is the Oklahoma soundtrack. I have a couple copies of this. I have a UK pressing and an old beat-up copy. As a kid, this was one of my favorite movies, or musical, whatever you want to call it. I don't know why. I just loved it. And this one's cool. It has the original price sticker on there. I don't know if you can see it, but from 1957. And this record was $5.95 in 1957. And, you know, we complain about new records being $20-30 now and how that's expensive, but you can do like price calculators online, inflation calculators, whatever you want to call them, and I know it's not totally accurate, but I just typed in 1957 dollar to the US dollar, and $5.95 in 1957 is about $50 today, which that kind of puts it in perspective that records back then were expensive. It's just money wasn't worth what it is now. But anyway, so that's cool. It's definitely a keeper there. Connie Smith, Pure, she's some country stuff. Crystal Gale, love her stuff. There's another copy of that that's beat up. This copy's probably going to go. Barbara Mandrell, Best of. Roundup, this has Glenn Campbell, Bobby Gentry, The Letterman, stuff like that. Very Best of Connie Francis. There's a lot of country, but a lot of like rock in here too, so hang in there if you're not a country person. Denim, this is a K-Tel compilation that just has Hank Jr., Waylon, Conway Twitty, Mickey Gilley, stuff like that, so that's pretty cool. The Osmonds Family Christmas, Crystal Gale again, Tanya Tucker, TNT. A couple of these didn't have covers. We got ELO, Out of the Blue. Diana Ross and the Supremes, Love Child. This is like a... oh, what do you call that? Anyway, where you like a guilty pleasure. There you go. As a kid, I remember listening to a bunch of their albums, Diana Ross and the Supremes, and loving it. So that's just like one of those. Loverboy, Get Lucky. Yeah. Already have a copy of that. Figured I'd keep it double and keep it up. And then we have another one that didn't have a cover. It's Keel, The Right to Rock. I already have a copy of that, but figured I'd just toss that in there. Then we have Tina Turner, Private Dancer, Blue Moon by the Marcells. It's actually a pretty valuable record. It's like 30 or 40 bucks because it's an original mono pressing. The Partridge Family album, Still in the Shrink. Partridge Family LP to date, or up to date. Sorry, Still in the Shrink. The Supremes, I Hear a Symphony. That's pretty cool. 20 jukebox hits with Chubby Checker and Bill Haley in the comments, and Chuck Berry and Fats Domino and stuff like that. So I'm going to keep that. Super Hits compilation. Why did I keep this one? It had a song on here. It had Quicksilver, Messenger Service, and the Raspberries, and Linda Ronstadt. So, is that The Temptations? Some great 60s stuff. Bonnie Raitt, Sweet Forgiveness. Great guitar player. Very blues, rock-ish. The Mamas and the Papas, just a compilation. Ballads of the Green Berets. This was something, my grandpa had a copy of this, the 45 of one of these songs. And when he passed away, I got his record collection that was in there, so that's just kind of like a sentimental thing. Jackie Gleason, just a album. Probably never listened to this. I just love Jackie Gleason's stuff. He's one of my favorite actors ever. Smokey and the Bandit, one of my favorite movies, and his Sheriff Buford T. Justice, the guy that he plays, is just hilarious. Sonny and Cher Live. Carly Simon, Boys in the Trees. Juice Newton, Quiet Lies. Sonny and Cher, All I Ever Need Is You. Back to Cool, and this had just some 60s stuff. Lou Rawls, Chad and Jeremy, Peter and Gordon, and it's still in the shrink. Olivia Newton-John, Physical. This was a cool compilation. It's called The Music People, and it's got all sorts of people on here. Santana, Poco, REO Speedwagon, Spirit, It's a Beautiful Day, 10 Years After, Blue Oyster Cult, The Byrds, Jeff Beck, Johnny Winter, Bob Dylan, just a lot of cool stuff. And then the Moody Blues, Seventh Sciorn, I don't know how to pronounce that. There was a bunch of Moody Blues in here, and I didn't have any in my collection because I've just always overlooked them. I didn't realize what they were, and I actually kind of enjoy their music now that I've listened to a couple of these. The Moody Blues, In Search of the Lost Chord, A Question of Balance, Days of Future Past, Every Good Boy Deserves Favor, another copy of Days of Future Past. This one's in a little worse shape than the other one, so I'm probably going to get rid of that one. Mamas and the Papas, Greatest Hits. I already have a copy of that, but figured why not. Mamas and the Papas, If You Can Believe Your Eyes and Ears. This is the one that has the hype thing, hype sticker printed on the cover to cover up the toilet that was banned for whatever reason. Sorry. Then we have Carly Simon, Torch. I just kept this one for the album cover. Dionne Warwick, The Love Machine, with, and I believe this is a movie that has Clint Eastwood in it, because it looks like Clint Eastwood. No, that's not Clint Eastwood on the cover. I thought it was, but it's not. But anyway, I like her stuff. And we have Rita Coolidge. What is this? The Lady's Not For Sale. The Everly Brothers, The Beach Boys, Gladys Knight. Just a compilation with all sorts of stuff. So that's cool. Sweet Comfort Band. I believe this is like a southern rock type thing. I've never heard of them. Light Records. Maybe it's a gospel thing. Like a southern rock Christian thing. Whatever you want to call it. That'll be interesting. Rita Coolidge. What is this? Heartbreak Radio. Never heard that album. The Fix. Walkabout. Exile. This is a promo copy. It's kind of beat up, but still a promo copy. Scandal. Warrior. Of course, that's their big song. Linda Ronstadt and the Nelson Riddle Orchestra. What's New? Olivia Newton-John. Totally Hot. Roger Daltrey. Can't Wait to See the Movie. Never heard that, so I'm looking forward to that. Laura Branigan, Self-Control. Olivia Newton-John, Soul Kiss. And we have Joni Mitchell, The Hissing of Summer Lawns. Judy Collins, Wildflowers. Christine McVie, the legendary Christine, Perfect Album. Of course, she went on to be in Fleetwood Mac later on. Juice Newton. Olivia Newton-John's Greatest Hits Volume 2. Arlo Guthrie, Alice's Restaurant. Olivia Newton-John, Have You Ever Been Mellow in The Shrink. Barbara Mandrell, Just for the Record in The Shrink. Olivia Newton-John, Don't Stop Believin'. The Moody Blues, The Present. The Platters, just a Golden Hits album, and this is in The Shrink. Ike and Tina Turner's Greatest Hits in The Shrink. Crystal Gale, Crystal, still in The Shrink. Linda Ronstadt, Greatest Hits. Joan Baez, Blessed Are. And this has the 45 with it. I'm sure a lot of copies don't still have that. Which one was it in? Right here. Little picture sleeve 45 that was with it. Partridge Family, Sound Magazine, and The Shrink. Barbara Mandrell, Moods in The Shrink. Crystal Gale, I've Cried the Blue Right Out of My Eyes, still in The Shrink. Lynn Anderson, Rose Garden in The Shrink. Lily Tomlin, This Is a Recording. Don Francisco, Forgiven. Don Francisco, Got to Tell Somebody. Here's Little Richard. It's just a compilation. It's in pretty rough shape, but there's that, and that's it for that box. We got one more box. Oh, we're only at 11 minutes, so that's not too bad. I've only got about 12, 15 more. We got The Power of the Glory and the Music, Hubert Laws, Nina Simone, and Stanley Turrentine. This is like a... Oh... I can't even think right now, like a reggae gospel thing. But it's pretty good, and Hubert Laws is like a jazz musician, so that's pretty good. Then we have Judy Collins, Love Stories, Mary Hopkin Postcard, some 60s stuff. Cher, Take Me Home. We have 2 copies. One's in The Shrink, and one is a gold stamp promo. So I'm going to keep both of those because I do like Cher. We have the Footloose soundtrack, an album you find in every record collection you buy. This was pretty cool. The Yardbirds, the first recordings, London 1963, and Sonny Boy Williamson and the Yardbirds live in London. It's like a 2-album compilation, so that's definitely cool to find. Judy Collins, Who Knows Where the Time Goes. Then we have It's a Beautiful Day. It's a great album, great psych-ish type album. Baby Don't Go, Sonny and Cher. And this is an original mono copy in really nice shape, other than the person's name written on the label. It's a beautiful copy of that. Then we have Cold Blood, Sisyphus. This is interesting. It's like a psychedelic rock, jazz, country, I don't know. That's what it was labeled as on Discogs, and I could hear it when I listened to it. It's just interesting. And then another one that didn't have the cover, Mama's Boys. Of course, y'all have heard of that, the Irish metal band. That was disappointing that the cover wasn't there. Same with this one, Rail. Just some hair metal type stuff. Then we have Taj Mahal, Recycling the Blues and Other Related Stuff. This is a live album, great blues album. Then we have 4 Jimmy Reed albums to finish it off. Now Appearing, live album. I'm Jimmy Reed. I believe this is his self-titled, or his first album. The Best of Jimmy Reed, and Rockin' with Reed. So there's that collection. I have a couple more to go through, but those will be other videos. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys again soon.